The 1265 Parliament of Simon de Montfort, a cornerstone of democratic evolution. The year 1265 marks a pivotal chapter in the annals of governance, symbolized by the innovative parliament convened by Simon de Montfort. This assembly, often hailed as an early precursor to modern parliamentary democracy, redefined power dynamics by expanding representation beyond the aristocracy. By exploring its historical context, composition, outcomes, and lasting impact, we can appreciate the transformative leadership of Simon de Montfort and the enduring significance of this groundbreaking event. This parliament not only shaped the political landscape of medieval England but also inspired the foundational principles of representative governance that resonate globally today. Historical context: catalysts for change. The 13th century was a period of mounting dissatisfaction with England's monarchical governance. King Henry III's reign, 1216 to 1272, faced widespread criticism for mismanagement, financial instability, and favoritism toward foreign courtiers. These grievances led to the Provisions of Oxford, 1258, and the Provisions of Westminster, 1259, which sought to impose checks on royal authority. Despite these reforms, tensions between the monarchy and its subjects persisted, creating fertile ground for a seismic shift in governance. Simon de Montfort, Earl of Leicester, emerged as a leading reformer. Once a trusted ally of the king, de Montfort became a staunch critic of royal overreach, advocating for a governance structure that balanced royal power with broader accountability. His ability to galvanize support from barons, knights, and urban elites demonstrated his political acumen and underscored the growing desire for a more inclusive system of governance. His leadership transcended the immediate concerns of his era, embodying a vision of equitable governance that foreshadowed later democratic ideals. Economic grievances further fueled demands for reform. Knights and burgesses, representing counties and towns, sought representation to address issues such as taxation and legal fairness. This push for inclusion highlighted the evolving relationship between the monarchy and its subjects, setting the stage for de Montfort's bold experiment in participatory governance. By tapping into these broader societal currents, de Montfort positioned himself as a leader who not only challenged the excesses of royal authority but also sought to redefine the boundaries of political engagement. Structure and purpose of the 1265 Parliament. De Montfort's Parliament, convened in January 1265, was revolutionary in its inclusivity. Departing from the norm of assemblies dominated by clergy and barons, de Montfort extended invitations to knights of the shire and burgesses, ensuring representation from counties and towns. This reimagined parliament symbolized a progressive step toward shared governance and acknowledged the voices of previously marginalized groups. De Montfort's objectives were multifaceted. Strategically, he sought to consolidate support against royalist forces led by Prince Edward, the king's heir. Ideologically, he aimed to institutionalize reforms that would ensure accountability and equitable power distribution. This parliament's composition underscored a recognition of the importance of diverse perspectives in addressing national challenges. By including non-aristocratic representatives, de Montfort fundamentally altered the nature of governance, setting a precedent for future assemblies. The agenda of the 1265 Parliament reflected both immediate and long-term concerns. Debate centered on military strategy, taxation, and the implementation of the Provisions of Oxford. By fostering collaboration among disparate factions, de Montfort demonstrated his commitment to building a consensus-driven approach to governance. This inclusivity set a precedent for future assemblies, emphasizing the integration of local and national priorities. The assembly also served as a platform for addressing the grievances of a society undergoing significant economic and social transformation, reinforcing the need for adaptable governance structures. Immediate outcomes and short-term repercussions. The 1265 Parliament marked a significant step in the evolution of representative governance. By including knights and burgesses, it institutionalized the principle that governance should involve input from a broader cross-section of society. This inclusivity not only strengthened de Montfort's political position but also challenged the exclusivity of aristocratic dominance in decision-making. However, de Montfort's ascendancy was short-lived. In August 1265, he was defeated and killed at the Battle of Evesham by royalist forces under Prince Edward. This decisive victory marked the collapse of de Montfort's political ambitions and the reversal of many of his reforms. Nonetheless, the principles established during his parliament, particularly the inclusion of commoners in governance, left an indelible mark on England's political development. Despite his defeat, de Montfort's legacy endured. The 1265 Parliament demonstrated the viability of a more inclusive approach to governance, inspiring subsequent reform efforts. It also highlighted the challenges inherent in balancing progressive change with entrenched power structures, offering lessons for future generations of reformers. The resilience of the ideas de Montfort championed underscores their transformative potential, even in the face of immediate setbacks. Long-term impact and legacy. The 1265 Parliament's most enduring legacy lies in its role as a foundational moment in the development of democratic governance. By extending representation to commoners, it challenged traditional power hierarchies and emphasized the importance of inclusivity in political decision-making. This paradigm shift inspired subsequent reforms, including Edward I's Model Parliament of 1295, which formalized the inclusion of knights and burgesses in legislative assemblies. Over time, the principles established during de Montfort's parliament became integral to England's political evolution. The gradual transition toward a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy owes much to the innovations introduced in 1265. De Montfort's vision of participatory governance resonated across centuries, influencing democratic ideals worldwide. His reforms laid the groundwork for a political culture that values accountability, transparency, and representation, fostering a legacy that extends far beyond medieval England. The adaptability of de Montfort's reforms underscores their enduring relevance. By prioritizing accountability, shared governance, and representation, the 1265 Parliament laid the groundwork for political systems that continue to evolve in response to societal needs. This adaptability highlights the transformative potential of inclusive governance, reaffirming the timelessness of de Montfort's vision. The principles of fairness and representation he championed remain central to contemporary debates on governance and reform. Simon de Montfort, a controversial figure. Simon de Montfort's legacy remains a subject of debate. To some, he is a visionary reformer and a champion of democratic principles. To others, he is a self-serving opportunist who used the rhetoric of reform to advance his personal ambitions. Regardless of perspective, his influence on political history is undeniable. De Montfort's leadership style reflected a complex interplay of pragmatism and idealism. While his ability to unite diverse social groups underscored his political skill, his authoritarian tendencies and reliance on military force revealed the tensions inherent in his approach. This duality makes him a compelling and multifaceted historical figure. The contradictions in his legacy highlight the challenges of balancing visionary leadership with practical governance, offering valuable lessons for modern political leaders. The debates surrounding de Montfort's legacy illuminate the broader challenges of reform movements. His successes and failures offer valuable insights into the complexities of effecting meaningful change, particularly in the face of entrenched opposition. As such, his story serves as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale for those seeking to transform governance. His life and actions provide a lens through which to explore the enduring struggle between progressive ideals and the realities of power. Broader implications. The 1265 Parliament was part of a broader movement toward shared governance in medieval Europe. Similar developments, such as the Cortes in Spain and the Estates General in France, reflected a growing recognition of the need for representation in decision-making. These movements underscored the universal quest for accountability and fairness in governance. Within England, de Montfort's Parliament stands alongside the Magna Carta, 1215, and the Glorious Revolution, 1688, as key milestones in the constitutional development of governance. Each of these events represented a step toward limiting absolute power and promoting the rule of law. The interconnectedness of these milestones underscores the cumulative nature of progress in political systems. Together, they illustrate the gradual but persistent advancement of governance structures that prioritize inclusivity and equity. De Montfort's Parliament exemplifies the enduring tension between authority and representation, a dynamic central to governance even today. By including commoners and emphasizing accountability, the 1265 Parliament established guiding principles that continue to shape the quest for equitable governance worldwide. These principles serve as a reminder that the struggle for fair representation is both timeless and universal, bridging the past and present. Conclusion. Simon de Montfort's 1265 Parliament redefined the relationship between rulers and the governed, introducing concepts that became cornerstones of democratic governance. Although de Montfort's life ended in defeat, his legacy endures as a testament to the enduring struggle for accountability, inclusivity, and justice in governance. As modern societies grapple with questions of representation and equity, the lessons of Simon de Montfort's Parliament remain profoundly relevant. His bold experiment in governance serves as both an inspiration and a reminder of the challenges inherent in balancing power and representation. Far from being a historical footnote, the 1265 Parliament stands as a milestone in the ongoing journey toward more inclusive and just systems of governance. De Montfort's achievements underscore the transformative potential of inclusive governance. By challenging established norms and embracing innovative approaches, his legacy offers a blueprint for progress. The 1265 Parliament is not only a historical milestone but also a source of enduring inspiration for the pursuit of justice and representation in political systems worldwide. His vision of governance continues to inspire efforts to create a world where power is balanced by accountability and authority is tempered by representation. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe to Medieval Chronicles 1066 for more journeys back to the Middle Ages. Stay curious.